Okay, so today is day number 23 of completely restarting and scaling my business from scratch. If you don't know, my name is, I'm Alex Newman. I started and scaled my own multi-7-figure coaching business, and now I'm actually restarting, documenting the entire thing. And essentially, today is a very simple day. I am sick as a dog, and essentially, I just did a super quick rant about one of the biggest things that my clients are currently struggling with on how you can just quickly double your revenue by improving the time between when someone actually books a call to when they actually show up to the call and everything that happens in between that. So without further ado, I'll just let the rant play and let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm going to show you the second fastest way to actually 2x the revenue in your coaching business. The fastest way that a lot of people aren't actually going to do is just double your price. But typically when we're running a coaching business or info business or an agency of any kind, essentially here is how our funnel works. So we're going to have an eyeball that's going to be the attention that we actually have. Within this eyeball, we are then going to be sending people to some form of calendar, some form of booking page. Let's say they book in, and then in between the time of when they actually book in to all the way over here, which is actually going to be the actual sales call that they show up to, there is a big disconnect, because a lot of the time what will happen is typically, let's say the gap between when they actually book in and when they do the sales call is going to be, well, 3 days. And in order to get someone to book a call, they have to do a lot of research into you and everything that you do at your business and at your brand. And essentially, if you do not have something going on in these 3 days that is going to increase the likelihood of someone buying, it is going to massively decrease the likelihood of them buying, and then also them having them not show up to the call, which is going to be terrible. So essentially, you are able to find a big area to just 2x your revenue in between when someone books a call and when they actually show up to the call. And there's a few ways that we can actually do this. So the actual methods that we have the nurture sequence, then we have personalization, and then finally we actually have research. So I will give you an example. Let's say that you want to buy a program on how to actually get into shape with a keto diet. Well, let's say you go ahead and you find a guy online who's a very big influencer in the space, and you decide to actually go ahead and book the call. And between when you book the call over here and then when you show up to the sales call over here, you're probably not going to stop doing research. You probably found this guy on YouTube, or you got hit by one of his ads, and now you're actually down a spiral of not only watching his content, but watching all his other competitors' content. And essentially, when someone is in the vulnerable state that leads to the booking call, there is a whole bunch of things going on that you actually should be capitalizing on in order to have them hit on all three of these points. First of which is going to be nurturing. So in order to actually nurture people throughout this entire period, the most important thing you can do is provide them research and education. If you don't do the research for the prospects that are showing up to your calls, they're going to do it themselves. They're going to look at other YouTube channels. They're going to look at other articles, at other studies. And if they do that, it's just going to reduce the authority you have, which heavily decreases the likelihood of them closing. So show you what I actually have of this. This is an example of emails that I had written for my business when I actually first started out working directly with coaches. And you can see in all these videos that there's 12 emails that are actually going to get sent out. So in between someone booking a call and someone showing up to the call, there are 12 touch points, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost like times 2. Okay, there's that many touch points that all redirect to either a YouTube video that explains a methodology that I actually have, or redirects to some form of asset which is going to educate them. This takes care of the entire research and nurturing part. The second thing is going to be personalization. So in between them showing up to the call,